What is up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be showing you a combo that is pretty overpowered, and that is going to be the level 5 punk sprite and the firework flare gun. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, find it helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you would like to see more, comment down below what you think of this and if you're going to be taking advantage of it. And if you guys would like to use my code in the shop when getting anything, it is EvolvedJake, just like my channel name is, and it is underneath the webcam at all times. So like I said, this combo is going to be a level 5 punk sprite, which that's important that it's level 5, and then the firework flare gun. And if you don't already know what the punk sprite does, essentially it gives you unlimited ammo, but you still have to reload. So if you have a level 5 punk sprite, when you go to reload, the amount of ammo that you have in reserve won't actually change. You'll still have to do the reload animation or anything, but it's not pulling from your reserve. Your reserve ammo doesn't change, it stays the same, meaning you have essentially infinite ammo. You can keep spamming. Again, you need to reload, so it's not so much that's just like absurdly spam, but you just no longer pull from your actual reserve ammo. And my understanding of how the punk sprite works is at the lower levels, it's like a chance for that to happen. And then once you get it to level 5, it's just guaranteed that when you reload, you're not actually going to pull ammo from your reserve, and then you'll have unlimited ammo. I've seen people say it's like a chance for every punk sprite once it reaches level 5 to make this happen. But every time I've gotten a punk sprite to level 5, this is how it's functioned. Every single time the unlimited ammo has worked for me. And then I think at the lower levels, it's just a chance for it to happen. And that's why I said it's really important that it's level 5, because that's going to allow you to have infinite ammo. And then where the firework flare gun comes into this is that unlimited ammo aspect actually applies to the firework flare gun. So if you have a level 5 punk sprite and you shoot your flare gun and then reload, it'll do the reload animation, and then once the reload animation is complete, the amount of reserve charges you have on your flare gun will remain the same. It looks like it goes down for like a split second, and then it just goes back up. But either way, this combo allows you to have unlimited firework flare gun shots. Normally, a flare gun only has 6 shots, and then it's done. With this combo, you can scan all you want constantly, and I think it's really obvious how that is, overpowered. The scanning aspect of the flare gun is meant to be a limited resource, and then from your sprite, you make an unlimited resource. And so you can just shoot fireworks all you want, scan the area all you want, and mark any opposing players in the area when your firework goes off. Also, the splash damage aspect of the flare gun feels more playable around when I have this combo. Like, normally I don't really run the flare gun as is, but if I am going to use it, I'm using it more so to mark players, and I view each shot as like valuable. I don't want to waste it. I don't want to just shoot it on the ground at people and get that splash damage, because I want to have it for future scans. But with the unlimited nature of this, you'll have a lot of moments where like you have someone marked and you maybe have them pinned down and they're just kind of behind cover waiting for the mark to run out or something. And with this, the fact that it's unlimited, you can just start spamming the ground next to them and actually get 60 splash damage on them pretty consistently if they are just kind of playing around cover, not moving. When it comes to whether or not I want to run this, it's probably not something that I would like to use. For starters, I would rather use the boss sprite or the punk sprite. And then for my inventory, what I was doing to make this happen was I was giving up one of my mobility items and then just running single mobility in the flare gun. And it definitely worked. It has its value, but I definitely prefer to have double mobility. I think in team game modes, the potential for this is obviously going to be a lot larger, because you have more inventory slots to spread around the team. And so having somebody carry this is a huge amount of value for everybody on your team to just have enemy players marked. And then also the fights and like squads, for example, tend to go much longer. And so having all those players scanned and marked, I feel like adds up more over the course of the fight. You're less likely for one to slip away, less likely to get caught off by a flank, just less likely to be surprised by anything. And so this obviously is really overpowered. I think if you're playing squads, having somebody on your team use this. In duos, it's a bit iffy, but in solos, it's not really what I would prefer to use. But if you don't like using double mobility, or there's not really a sprite you prefer, this combo definitely can be good even in solos. I just think the value of it is obviously a bit greater in the team game modes. But that is going to be it for this video. I'm going to let some gameplay play out that I got using this combo. Let me know what you guys think of this, and if it is something that you're going to be taking advantage of. Do you think it is something that Fortnite should patch? Let me know that down in the comments below. I think it's overpowered, but also, like I said, people are giving something up for it. Like, giving up your sprite for this and giving up one of your inventory slots, it's not like it's just absolutely free and they're not giving anything up. So it's good, but I don't think it's as overpowered as some other combos, or like something that needs to be removed as much as some other combos that we have seen. And if I was playing against somebody using this, I would just try to push them, because when I was having it, a lot of players would just try to wait out the mark. But like I said, that time is never coming because the flare gun is infinite. So if you identify that an enemy is using this, you might just want to look for an opportunity to push them in some way and just make the fight actually happen, because that's a lot better than just being pinned down and, you know, potentially just shot with fireworks constantly. It is harder to make a push on somebody when you're marked, but, you know, eventually you're probably going to have to fight them. And if they have unlimited flares, you're going to be marked when it happens probably anyways. But that is going to be it for this video. As always, if you guys did find this to be helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you would like to see more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. So now the business turret. I just felt so weird. Like I slid off that rock at one point when I didn't want to. I need to reload shotgun. That's like the one. This is why I like really dislike having only the shock rocks for mobility, because if I use them all to push somebody, I just land on them with no mobility, and so if like I need to get out, it's just like weird. You have to eat the rock in their face. We made him waste an ice cream. Another ice cream. I knew he would have self-res. He just seemed like the self-res type. This is so good for baiting out the ice cream, though. He used 3 ice cream cones, I'm pretty sure. Just saw somebody gliding over there. I didn't mean to use one of my rock charges. I don't think that's in zone. Using a med kit. I think he's like waiting to not be scanned to try to rotate, but he's going it, I guess. Hopefully he doesn't have ice cream. One v one. I would just like everything in my inventory to be reloaded. Oh, I did not mean to use that. Why is he not scanned? Oh, he rifted. Nice. He's self-resing quick. Holy. He was doing it like before he hit the ground, it seemed like.